I was a teacher for 5 years, first grade teacher. I loved it. I love teaching. I love kids. I really did not want to stay at home, but I wanted to be a mom, a full-time mom to both my boys. And I went ahead and did the stay-at-home mom thing. After my second, I was so tired. And I thought, oh, this is like mom tired. I'm just fatigued like a regular mom is. But it wasn't. I couldn't get out of bed. I was getting really bad panic attacks and really bad, my heart rate would go up. My POTS was out of control. And I went to the doctor and she said, oh, it's your hormones balancing out. And so she said, just wait it out and we'll check your hormones again later on. I waited and it got worse. It was every day I was waking up with a panic attack. Every day I was waking up and like scared to death. My hormones were crazy. My adrenals were shot. I couldn't get out of bed. I was so tired. I was having narcoleptic paralysis where I just fall asleep randomly, and it scared my husband to death. It scared me because I was taking care of our kids at home. And that's whenever I started noticing that I needed to go to a doctor. Like I said, I was a teacher. I've been with my husband for 15 years now, and as soon as he saw something was wrong, he knows how strong of a person I am, so he's like, something's really wrong. If you're complaining about it, something's really wrong. This was right after I was breastfeeding. I stopped breastfeeding and we went to Vegas to celebrate. No more babies, no more breastfeeding. I was like a regular person again. And my husband and I caught strep while we were in Vegas. And it was awful. And I was like, oh no, this really stinks. And right after that is whenever I started having not just the fatigue and everything, but just also the hormonal issues that went on wrong with it. And my doctor was like, oh, it's from stopping breastfeeding. You just need to let it align. So this has been like 2 years in the making. I don't know. It's been, after that doctor, I just waited it out. And after I started fainting and having worse symptoms, then I started going to the hospital. And I was in the hospital for 4 days, and that's whenever they diagnosed me with POTS. And then I went on this long journey with all these specialists trying to figure out why I had POTS, because it was secondary POTS, and there was a primary source to it. And I finally got to see Dr. Wards, and she tested me for Lyme, and I have Lyme disease. So I had made some friends on a support group online on Facebook with POTS, and they had talked about adrenal fatigue and also getting genetic testing. And one of my friends, now she's one of my best friends from this, has the same issues as I had. And she decided that she was going to get genetic testing, and it helped her so much. Like, she was driving, she was going to events, she was starting to work again, and she's like, you have to get it done. And I was kind of apprehensive because of cost. It does cost a lot. It's so worth it though. As soon as I did it, I was like, why didn't I get this done a long time ago? Because as soon as I started the regimen with Dr. Wards, it was day and night. Like 2 days later, I started feeling a difference, and I called her office just to tell them, like, I'm starting to see a difference. Like, this is working. Like, because all the other supplements and things that I were doing were just band-aids over this bigger picture that I needed. And this was the like missing piece of that puzzle that was helping me start to gain my normal life back. So I actually looked up genomics testing online, and I saw on her website that she does 23andMe, which I had done already. So I was like, I'll just bring her my results for 23andMe. And she converted it with, I guess, the genomics spreadsheet. I'm not sure what it is. So she converted it over and saw that I had methylation issues, detox issues, inflammation issues. And we targeted those issues directly instead of going around and trying to find out, maybe this will work, maybe this won't. We knew what would work at that point. So it was our first visit. She had the information, and and it's a separate appointment that she had. So she had the information, and then she plugged it into her system, and she was able to give me information from that first visit. She actually had everything here, so she was like, let's try this and see, because my body is super sensitive to everything. I was having allergic reactions to everything. So even whenever I would take the iron pill, I would get a reaction. Something so small, something easy that shouldn't have any reaction, I was getting a reaction. Probiotics, I would get a reaction. Anything, I would get a reaction. So she said, let's just try it slow. And after I started using the methylation cream was whenever I noticed, and I was like, this is amazing stuff. This is like gold in a bottle. Like, this is what I needed. So this May 23rd, that's our mark date. So May 23rd will be 2 years. And before that, I mean, I had the fatigue, but it wasn't life-changing until May 23rd, where I was incapable of taking care of myself and my kids. So I went to multiple general practitioners, and I wasn't getting help. They would say, oh, it's anxiety, it's depression, you're a stay-at-home mom, and they weren't really listening to me. And they could see I had physical symptoms with POTS and my heart rate, but they weren't able to tell me why it was happening. And so they would make up something like, oh, you just need to take this and it'll fix it. But it was not diagnosed correctly. They're like, it could be this, or it could be developing issues with this. They didn't really know. One doctor wanted me to do a DVD set of breathing techniques. And it wasn't that I was having panic attacks or depression or anything because I was depressed or anxious. It was my adrenals were pumping out adrenaline, cortisol, that my body just couldn't handle. I was on a roller coaster ride, literally 24 hours a day. And I wasn't getting any help. I even went to specialists, wasn't getting any help. I tried everything with insurance. I know the insurance game inside and out now, which is bad. And after I went through all that, my aunt really pushed me towards a holistic route in functional medicine, and she really wanted me to try talking to a holistic doctor. And I decided that I needed to do something because what I was doing wasn't working. I don't have to have a nap during the day. I'm running around with my kids. At my lowest point, I wasn't able to walk from the bathroom to my couch or my bathroom to my bed without help. My heart rate would be in the 170s, and I would just feel like I ran a marathon. It was really bad, really scary. And my husband would have to take off work and be with me, and he owns his own company, so it was really hard because that's our income. And his whole family helped, my whole family helped. It was a group effort, and I have had so much energy. My hormonal imbalance is starting to shift to a regular, steady beat that I can actually understand. I can chart whenever I might feel a little bit off, but each month it seems to be getting better and better. A year and a half or 2 years to feeling awful, and then a month or two of feeling almost normal. It's been a huge difference. And my husband, he keeps on telling me, like, this was our missing link. Like, this is what we needed, because he knows I'm adventurous and I love doing things. We backpacked through Europe twice. Like, we love adventure. And I didn't think I was ever going to be able to do that again. And this process has started me thinking, maybe we can do this. Maybe it could happen again. So I was learning that I had inflammation issues, not just because of the things that I was taking in, but genetically I was prone to having inflammation. So I needed to make sure that I didn't create more inflammation with toxins and things that I ate. And then detox issues, obviously I was having issues with my hormones, not being able to detox. My adrenaline was going up, everything was rising because my body literally could not naturally detox. And after birth, your body is going crazy. And with inclusion of Lyme, it just flourished and my body wasn't able to keep it in check any longer. So after I started the detoxing cream, or the methylation cream, it was able to, I think, start to help balance me out and start to get my immune system back up. You don't know that your general practitioner does not know a thing until you go through this. And now it's laughable to go to them and them tell you, oh, it's just this, and they have no clue. They have no clue. I feel like sometimes I'm like the smartest person in the room, and you're in a doctor's office and you're like, wait a second, I know more about this disease than you do. Like, that doesn't make any sense, and it's scary. And finding somebody that does listen and does understand and has gone through it is really something special, because you don't get that with regular doctors. And it's sad. It's sad the way that I view doctors now. Surgeons are amazing, but doctors, I don't know. If you are not finding information or finding the answers, you need to try a different route. And at first I didn't want to go the holistic route because yes, sometimes you do have to pay out of pocket, but it's so worth it to get answers and to feel better. It's getting your life back. It's worth it.